Where there's fire, there's fuel. And where there's fuel, there's always a good time. Welcome to Ross. Hello, hello. It is I, Rossell. I'm here to host the Touchstone Meeting. The 2nd of the 7th of the 2025. Oh, I thought there was Rossell. I'm Rossell, I think. I think there's a Rossell here. It's just me, my shadow, and this PowerPoint presentation. Well, there's a fuel that is a Rossell, but that, it's implied that I am fuel, you see. And where I am, there's always a good time. Where there's fuel, there's not always a good time, but where there's, me, this fuel, ugly mace. You used to love the person who that mace belonged to, Trixie, and you know it. How dare you? Yeah, it's not as cool as my one, to be fair, actually. Where's fuel? There's an American evasion plan. Ah, that's true. Corporate mace design, yes. That's it, it's been corporatized. Like all of the Trixel logos we have. It's not... It's not hammer. It's not hammer, mate. It's not hammer. No. Nuh-uh. You're a hammer. Your face is a hammer. Anyway, professional meeting time. Hello, colleagues of Mace Corp. We are here for our summertime Touchstone meeting. Today we have an agenda of sorts. Here is an agenda. This is what we have. Why did you not change the company's logo to a pride flag for June? Well... Pronouns! I have no actual answer. I probably should have actually. Why is this meeting right after Pride? Oh no! Oh no. An agenda. Oh no. It's all coming out. Oh no. To be fair, I should have actually did a Mace Corp Pride flag. Well, we have a rainbow in the summer background of Neon Lake. That'll have to do. Who is An Agenda? An Agenda produced the famous drink, the Gender Fluid. You see. Finding a complete casino of HR, no. Anywho, the overview of today. We're doing a departmental analysis. We're going to be talking about behavioral concerns within the company. We'll be talking about employee wages. We're having an analysis of our rivals. We'll be talking about the plans of your good CEO, Russell Fuel, myself, where there's me and there's always a good time. And talk about the next generation of games. Okay, so wages, we can get paid. We can get paid. More on that later. I promise you, it's gonna be such good news. Honestly, you're gonna be amazed how good news it is. Okay, so then you move on to our first part. Okay, so we've had our specialist researchers at the Aquamarine department have a huge analysis of the company and our efficiency. So Aquamarine has produced 3% of the work of this company. That 3% being this chart. Tanzanite has produced 3% of the company's work. Citrine have produced 3% of the company's work. Kath and Ray, 10%, and myself, 81% of Mace Corp's overall work, as measured in work. So, what our researchers have analysed within this businessness is Ross does all the work. So, I'd like to mention there's been a poor performance across the board. I am extremely dissatisfied with the overall output of the team. And I'd like it to be known that faces will be eaten to align with our corporate values. Okay? So I just want that to be understood. It's very important to stay oriented as a team. So this is the analysis that has been given, okay? Ross does work, Ross gets money. How it should be is everyone else does work and I get money. I would protest, but I've not done... There's the problem. There's the problem. Mr. Work, the man... So here's the thing, right? For reasons, the managers are included within the ROS chart because I take all the I absorb the units of work that you do and take them as my own. So that way it makes it look like I've done the work, and it means that on a corporate level we look like a stronger, more unified company by looking like I do lots of work. See? Perfect. Absorb. Consume. Okay, so that is what has been said here. So we have some behavioral concerns within a company that I'd like to address. First of all, these misfiring incidents aboard the Airlord, they have been quite unacceptable recently. So I keep looking at this chart. The data was tampered by Sneaky, I tell you. Right, I'm here. So I'm late. Buying a... Oh, you... Right. Okay. Right. Excuse me. Okay. It's right on the screen, people. Right, these are the behavioral concerns I was talking about within the company. Okay? So, there are no hot beverages in or around the Airlord. This has been explained since the beginning. And employees need to be aware of these facts. It's lovely that we're all a team that can get along. Like, it's fine to, you know, have a bit of fun around the old water cooler, around like with a coffee machine. But at the same time, we're here to work and we're here to be safe. Not just for myself, not just for your safety, not just for Jesus, but also to stop me paying money to fix things, okay? So no hot beverages in or around the Airlord. Firm reminder. Trixie, no more spillages. Sneaky, no more spillages. Nothing like that. Okay, water coolers, right? I see these get scattered around the place. Like, I'll walk along the corridor in the Mace Corp building, and suddenly there's a water cooler there. I ask, like, the building maintenance staff, like, why is there a water cooler there? Apparently, employees are popping them up by themselves. And so we have a problem because people like to really poke holes in these water coolers. And it causes problems. It's unacceptable. We can't have that, okay? So no water coolers, all in all. You want a drink, you go to the Russell Fuel vending machines, you buy a can of Russell Fuel Energy. Simple. No water, Russell Fuel Energy only. Drink it, make it your blood. Enough said. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, people, right? But no, I can't believe I have to remind people in this company of this, right? No placing blood spiders in the maintenance bays. It's not acceptable. It's not on. This creates huge hazards around the Airlord. I hate it when I'm trying to rummage through my old games collection and a fucking blood spider pops out and starts trying to bite my head off. It's not okay, guys, okay? And what happens is sometimes they'll get into the tubes and oh look, the Airlord does another funny fart and it cost me 5,000 maces to repair. So no more blood spiders in the base, okay? Ugh. How enforce this rule? Like, if I metaphorically would sneak in a coffee again, metaphorically, how hard will that be? You'll be shot. Anyway, please report any siege snails seen on the exterior of the Airlord. Also very worth reporting. It's happened before where they've attached themselves to the bottom of the airship. They've fallen down onto people's cars, onto corporate cars as well, which suddenly matter. Like, if they crash onto, like, some civilian's car, I don't really care. If they drop onto, like, a Zilban car or, like, a worm car and we're not in a war zone, I have to pay through the fucking nose. It makes huge problems, you see. I'm not going to go into the lore of Neon Lake, how things are enforced, but long story short, I have to pay if I damage corporate property that belongs to others and we're not in a fighting area. So we need to be careful with the siege snails, okay? Please report those. Thank you. Okay, so. But the lore, or the lore, as Ray would say it. Yeah, so that's the first behavioral concern. We have a second one as well. And it very much links in, as you can see with the picture. Usage of the creature, okay? I've said time and time again, we need to be very careful around the creature, okay? Employees are reminded to take caution around any creatures and report them to the line manager. There, right there, in chat. Everyone, look. Right, look. See those? Report those to your line manager immediately, okay? I'm a CEO. I do fuck all. I'm not the one who deals with those. Take those to your line manager, right? And be very careful with them. Stop feeding it. Trixie, stop feeding the fucking creature. I've seen people feeding the creature. People have been lucky so far. Very, very fucking lucky, okay? But we should not be increasing the risk to the company, increasing the risk to ourselves. So, no feeding them. Don't feed them apples. Don't feed them fucking ears of corn. Don't feed them fucking Mars bars. Just don't fucking feed them, alright? Don't do it. Unacceptable. Zigo, I can trust you with them. Alofa. Hello. Please read the following slide. Careful of the Sneaky. Oh, stop this. Stop. Oh, God. This is unacceptable behavior for this meeting. I am disappointed in the company. I feel like we really need to tighten the reins, which is one of the CEO core values. This is unacceptable. Sneaky, you're trying to do battle with the creature. I appreciate the sentiment, but that's not safe. Please allocate it to the line manager. That's his job. Okay? As for you, Trixie, keep the corn away from it. And please stop tightening my cock rings. I'm not very sure about that. More of that after the meeting. Anyway, I think I need to put you unpaid administrative leave. Who is the line manager? Yes. Yes. So if you work for the HR department, the line manager is the alien xenomorph. If you have problems with the general day-to-days of the company, your line manager, like Tanzanite or something, or like Aquamarine, Citrine, anything like that, take it to Zigo. As a few line managers, just take it to them. Can I feed it banana peels? No, but it has been a historical strategy to use them to trip up the creature. It's not advisable though, because what happens is the creature will slip on a banana peel, and it will capsize, and it will explode like a fucking nuclear bomb. Okay? We don't mess around with the creature. Don't mess around with the creature, and it won't mess around with us, okay? Look at that guy, he starts bio acid at me. Wait, is that Zigo or the Xenomorph? Wait! Can I give the creature spit? No. As you can see, the creature has spilling coffee. Imagine its issues go to me. If I be very careful near the creature. I want your manager. Like Karen-y. Right, okay, so I'm glad we've clarified here. Just to reiterate for staff who've just come in as well. We've had an analysis of work done in the company. I do all the work, and you're all very disappointing. Okay, glad we can move on. Okay, bilingual panting. I think your work here is unacceptable. I think I'm going to have to fire you, okay? Bilingual, you are fired from the company. Goodbye. As you can see, I can fire people on the spot. That's what happens. Feed me your strongest manager. Oh, your strongest manager. You cannot handle the strongest manager. Okay, here we go. Employee pay. Okay, so we've had to make some concessions in the company so that I can make more money and so the company can be secure. We need to protect the core as we expand. Unfortunately, this does mean that you are all going to be paid 2 maces less per hour. Okay. So 2 maces per hour less than you currently get.
God damn it, Ross!
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, okay? We have to make these concessions. The enemy is catching up on us. Thank you, Trixie, for giving me your paltry wages. Like, Zilban is on our heels. The Big Four currently hold 6 territories. No, yeah, 6 territories. We only have 7. Things are getting a bit tight, so we need to do this. So yeah, so for all employees viewing this Touchstone meeting, this will be your new wage. Your new wage is Yeah, Trixie, you guessed it. So now you'll be paying me 2 maces per hour you work for me, okay? I hope that's acceptable. I would be totally not unionizing because of this, exactly, because I deserve your money and your labor. Ah, I love being me. Anyway, what's next? Yes, so just a general report of the current situation with our rival companies. As you can see, this is the current ranking of how things are going. Worm is the 4th biggest corporation. Its shares have gone up by 2.45%, but they haven't acquired any new territories as of yet. So things are like relatively stagnant, but their growth in the past has been tremendous. I don't know if we're going to see a downtick to come in future, but definitely one to watch, to say the least. As for Shadow Axle, always have very low value shares because they're more interested in traders rather than investors. They still have the same 2 territories. I know they have their eyes on one of Zilban's territories. They're trying to negotiate for... what's the name of the place? I think it's Zats. They're after Zats. Is the territory they're trying to trade from Zilban. But their stocks have gone up quite a lot, mainly due to a downturn in Mace Corp's activity. Usually they're quite adversarial like that, so as we go up, they go down. As we go down, they go up. Shut up, Sneaky. Don't sneeze worms at me. Disgusting. Zilban, our long-term rival, they have actually taken another territory off of us, unfortunately. The one they took off is called Tyradis. This place did a lot of trade in the automotive sector. So it's a bit of a blow for us. But we're still in the lead with much more territories than them. Zilban have had quite uncertain leadership recently, so their shares are down because like consumer trust in them has gone down. So that is good. They still trust Mace Corp overall. But because we have lost the territory, we are on a very slight downward turn right now. But I'm sure we'll see an uptick very soon. Boobies and Willies are up. Well, Willies are up by 50%, and Boobies are down by 2%. Generally, time has caused the Boobie to go down, whereas the Willy has sharply gone up by 50%. We're hoping to see 100% growth by the end of the year, but we'll have to see how that goes. So yeah, that is the current situation in the Masonette. Okay. Evaluating Gen 2. We're saying goodbye to the Gen 2 games. How have they gone? So Kenshi. We're still playing Kenshi. That's going to be around for a while. I hope you enjoy Kenshi, because it's staying on the channel. We love Kenshi. I love Kenshi. I don't care if you love it. I hope you love it. But yeah. Driven Out, of course, we stopped playing that early on. We beat it in a sense that I did the credits, but I didn't, I didn't do the full completion. So I'm not really worthy of getting a statue for that one. Or trophy, rather. So yeah. Crossout. Still going to play that every once in a while, perhaps. Not that often, but on occasion. Right, I do not appreciate that, Lothar. I'm going to have to put that on employee behavior. I got to the credits. That's enough for me. Yes, it is a rage quit. Anyway. And Valkyria Chronicles, we'll be concluding that very shortly, of course. We have the 2 DLC segments to complete and the main story to just finish off. Okay. Next steps. Oh boy. Well, for this part, I have a prop. Are you ready? Okay, so what's going to happen now? What could this next step be? Next steps. First of all, Darkwind will be concluding. Coming in the next generation, we'll be doing the Into the Night idea for the Darkwind tournament. That will be the final Darkwind tournament. Clash will be finishing early 2026, depending on the performance. Darkwind's fun and all, but I just haven't got much will to really put the tournaments together anymore. And that's honestly, that's kind of about it. When it comes to Darkwind Clash, it was a nice idea to have these little shorts put on TikTok, put on YouTube, all that sort of thing. But when I think about it, it gives viewers a very unusual idea of who I am. Because people will see that and be like, why is there a cyberpunk guy talking about this weird, like, medieval ragdoll game thing? So I don't think it matches with the brand, simply put. But if it still performs well, we'll carry on doing Clash. I'll be restarting that very shortly. Obviously, I've changed computer, so I've been stopping on that. But yeah, that is the situation with Darkwind. And the next part. This is the actual part the ukulele's for. Unfortunately. Yeah, so I am actually going to have to put a lid onto Levo. And this one actually did hurt a little bit because I did want to do it. So, yeah, the amount of plans I had for it, it was going to be a lot of work.
Damn it, Ross!
That's fair. A lot of work. About the time of arrangement versus the end result, it's just, I don't think it's going to equate. I don't think I'm going to be that happy by the end of a couple of sessions. I'm going to have to edit videos for all of those. It's going to be a pain in the ass to organize. I'm going to have to keep track of people's levels, inventories. Oof. Tremendous oofs. What a bop, though. Yeah, so that's the lever reaction. Yeah, so, but mainly it's the bottom line there. Like, for the amount of time and effort I intend to put into it, in the back of my head, all I can think of is, like, I may as well just try to develop an actual fucking game instead of putting my effort into Levo. And that's what it comes down to, is I just don't think my time, which I call oh so valuable, equates to what Levo will be. I don't want to spend so much of my time on it to try and make it something that might be good, but I don't know will be good or will make me happy. But yeah, so that is the unfortunate reality of Levo, which I am sorry for because I actually did kind of want this. I just don't want it enough, I guess. So yeah, that is that. Rose of Neon TCG. That is in progress, as I've already kind of said anyway. The Discord bot is still being programmed in Python, still working out abilities for balance, and I've got about 50 odd cars with stats, but that's the easy part. When you design a game, throwing numbers around is piss. It's nothing. Making the game work, making assets, and making it balanced, those are the hard things at the beginning. And later down the line comes things like marketing, but we don't have to worry about that for Rose of Neon. So yeah, that is in progress. I've made a forecast. It's gonna be a while till it comes out, but we might see peer testing by the end of the year. I can't promise that though. And finally is the current big project idea I have is a potential tile-based Masonet game. But basically, like in the simplest way I can phrase it, it's gonna be like a miniature Fire Emblem. It's gonna be done with like NES style graphics to make sure I keep sprites small. It's gonna be kept simple with the graphics and the animation. Now, in truth, this part I didn't tell you guys. Like, forget about this part I'm about to tell you. In my head, this is part of a 4-part series. However, I am keeping this as its own game with that owes nothing to any sequels. I don't want to think of expanding the project. I want to keep things dead fucking simple. But in like my dream head, this is a 4-part series because there's 4 eras to the Masonet's history. Because yes, there is lore. I just don't want to reveal it all yet. And this will be covering the Pascali era of the Masonet, which is the first era, which was constructed by Mason App Astra. Because it was made by Mason, more than myself, it actually conveys a much more fantasy-inspired version of the Mason app. And it has like a lot more greenery, but it still has plenty of neon, swords and shields, all that good shit. So, you know, although Levo's been abandoned, it's the Roads of Neon and this Masonet game that I want to work on. This Masonet, medieval sort of fantasy. So it'd be like plate armor, bow and arrow, that sort of deal. In the Pascali era, like, firearms are outright banned. Like, there's specific rules that basically ban the use of handheld guns, basically. Which don't come back, guns don't come back into lore until basically the Mason takeover era of, like, the current era. I hate firearms, can I have ice legs? I'm gonna write that one down. A new weapon, ice legs. So far we just have like basic like sword, shield, like spears, axes, maces of course, blah blah blah. Bow and arrow, crossbow. Instead of magic, we have code manipulation. So instead of conduits, we have compilers, which can be books, tablets, staffs, things like that. Thank you very much, Torbane, for the first few months. Also, hello. Touchstone Meeting is atrocious, but I'll forgive you because you've subscribed. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. The Joker, apparently. Ahem! 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 Trixie. Ahem! Throb can't save you now. So yeah, that's the basic idea. Basically a knockoff Fire Emblem. I have got my own mechanical ideas. I can't say them yet because I don't know if they'll work, not until I actually start putting things together. What I can say is there's two engine ideas that it'll be on. They're both very, very different engines. So one idea is to do it on Game Maker. However, RPG Maker actually. RPG Maker, which will be simple, but it might be more complex in the fact that I'll have to work around a lot of systems to make it into a tactical RPG. And obviously, I have no experience in RPG Maker, so that might be difficult in itself. The other idea is literally not because it's the best engine, but simply because it's the one I'm most familiar with, quote unquote. And that is Unreal Engine 5, which would be good for the future games I'd have planned, but might not be optimal for the NES graphics game. So I'll be thinking about it. I'll see what I can do. I can't really say much, but it's going to be in one of those two engines. Ah, the Cry engine. That would go fucking hard. God. Why do you have fire? I'm using Ice Leg. I'll show you an Ice Leg. There's your Ice Leg. I mean, you can't see it. There's a ukulele in a way. There we go. I mean, like, ignore the fact that the light is bleeding onto it so much you can hardly fucking see it, but you know. Makes me look more transparent than anything. How weird. But yeah, so that one is going to be very long term. I'm going to be focusing on the Roads of Neon TCG for now. That's going to give me some programming experience. Like, the game itself is so simple. So, like, I need to be able to make Roads of Neon TCG to prove to myself that I can make a fucking game. And I will not allow myself to start proper development of the new game before that. But yeah, so I thought I'd build a bit of hype on the Masonet game idea, just to basically lick the wound of the abandoned Levo project. Because, as I said, if I'm going to spend time on something, I may as well make a full game. That's my thoughts on it. But yeah, so those are the next steps. And finally, the moment you have all been waiting for. Actually, Unreal Engine without white. Showing Unreal Engine feels wrong. Oh, I get that. That's funny. Not your TCG guy, but TCG seems to always follow. It chases you, Trixie. Okay, so Our first game is currently the highest ranked game under the current ROS system, with 21 points. It's not a game I think people will be expecting, but here's the hints. This one is an NES game. It is part of a franchise that is still being made to date. It is a tactical RPG. What is the game? And more specifically, if you can think of the game, if you can think of the franchise, try and think of the game itself. So Fire Emblem, is there even a game called Fire Emblem? Actually, yeah, in the West, there's Fire Emblem on Game Boy Advance. It's just called Fire Emblem. But other than that, there's been no game just called Fire Emblem. Nut Cluster EX? Fuck, you knew it. No, I'm kidding. Famicom was a solid guess, because that was on NES. That is not a... Is it a current franchise? Not quite, but it did carry on for a long time. It is a tactical RPG, sort of. Okay, so Super Monkey Ball. Scrunt. Fucking Scrunt. Fucking Scrunt. Love that. Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light. What is it? It is Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light. It is indeed that game, Trixie. Congratulations. Hang on. Wait, there we go. There we are. So that is the first ever Fire Emblem game. And yes, it was on the NES. How we're going to do it is I'm going to have people adopt characters as I play. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the rules yet, but it's going to be something like you can adopt up to 3 characters. And you will be able to direct them where to go. I'll have like a tile grid on the screen, which I've made myself. Ow, my spine. Thank you. And yeah, you'll be able to actually direct things yourself. We will be playing it in a hardcore manner, with the sole exception of Marth, because if he dies, we just restart the mission. Anyone else dies, they're gone. Forever. Start to my own... Right, I've been stood up for a long time, Buster. A long time. But yeah, so that is the first game. Please look forward to it. I'm looking very forward to it. I think Fire Emblem is actually very fun. And this will be an interesting departure for those familiar with more modern Fire Emblem games, because it's missing a bunch of the stuff, like there's no weapon triangle in this game. Swords are just more accurate and do less damage, and axes are the opposite. Yeah, no, my hand is just, it's welded, man. It's welded.
Muscle creature.
Like a walking headphone holder. Look, a lot of my friends have used me for this, simply because of my stance. Why must I be the headphone holder on account of the way I stand? Disgusting. But yeah. Noob cyber, shut up. But yeah, so... Yeah, that is what that is. You'll all have your own characters, so you have like a bit of skin in the game, as it were. And a reason to keep them alive, because their death will be permanent. Okay, next game. This game gets 9 points. So, as you know, the highest points game will always be selected for a generation. But from there, numbers have to add up to a certain amount, rather than being the biggest. Hence why this game is 9 points. What would have possibly got 9 points? So we're guessing already, without even seeing the hints. Lobotomy Corporation. That's a lot higher, I assure you. Limbus Company, Rimworld, Library of Ruina, Luigi's Mansion, any of them. Okay, so I won't get to play the soundtrack on stream. You beat up Snoop Dogg. So it's definitely Limbus Company. And it is a sequel. Just Dance. Ooh, Shovel Knight. Oh god, beat up Snoop Dogg. Def Jam Fight for NY, baby! That is exactly what it is. I will indeed be streaming Def Jam Fight for NY. How fucking crazy is that gonna be? Eggplant face. That's a very niche joke, but god, it's a good one. Need to share that with everyone. It's fucking amazing. Fucking eggplant face. But Yeah, so it's a game I've beaten twice before. I think it's a really fucking good beat 'em up, honestly. It plays shockingly well. It does not deserve to be as good as it is. But it's really fucking good. It's a really good game. So yeah. Def Jam Fight for NY. It is indeed a game where you beat up Snoop Dogg. Can't wait to play this over Vocaloid. Oh god! That sounds so tonally inappropriate. I love it. It's just Ice-T beating the shit out of Snoop Dogg. And they're like bleeding everywhere, and all you can hear is fucking... It's just Hatsune Miku saying the world is mine. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and the final game for this generation. This one coming in at a reasonable 5 points. What could this game be? It's based on books. Dungeons. Difficult. Was it? What's these games? What's this game? Beating a dick out of Snoop Dogg while Ross sings Coward. Right, if I could like mod the Caramella Girls into Def Jam Fight for NY, I fucking would. My goodness. I said that'd be my obsession for like a week. It's still going strong. I apparently listened to about, what the fuck was it? It was like 70 hours or something over the last like week on Spotify. What the fuck has gone wrong in my life? And I said my recent obsession is the fucking live show where like the Vera steps the opposite direction and like corrects herself. I fucking love that so much. Yeah, anyway, Library of Ruiner, nope. Shinobi Do, no. Dark and Darker, it's always Super Monkey Ball with you. It's always Super Monkey Ball. Okay, so, any guesses? Final Fantasy VI? Based on books? Dungeons, difficult. Death Trap Dungeon. Kingdom Hearts. I fucking love Super Monkey Ball. Well, funny you say that, Sneaky, because Torbmain did indeed correctly guess, along with Lola. It is indeed Ian Livingston's Death Trap Dungeon, which is a game. I do have a physical copy of this one. It has a very, very fat booklet. It has about 40 different enemies in it, which is insane. It is unforgiving as the book. It has indeed got the hotted woman on it. It's got with the polygonal breets, just how we love them. But yeah, it's a very unforgiving game. It's one of those games where if you're poisoned, you will die unless you find a cure. Like poison doesn't go away. You're going to die, which is horrible. Polygonal pussy, also known as polygussy. I love me some polygussy. So yeah, look forward to that one too. It's gonna be very interesting. So Monkey Ball looks different. Is this pirated version? Yes, this is a pirated version. Books, dungeons, yeah, D&D sounds right. So Death Trap Dungeon, yeah, was a book. It's like a choose your own adventure. So Ian Livingston used to write a thing called Fighting Fantasy, for anyone who may or may not know it. You'd roll for stats at the beginning of the book. You'd make decisions and you'd fight enemies and you'd roll dice and write things down on a piece of paper. It was like an RPG in a book, and he made like a whole series of them. They were quite successful. Hell, even fucking Family Guy of all things referenced Fighting Fantasy. He saw Peter Griffin playing Fighting Fantasy in his bed, and then like redoing a page turn. So D&D. Is this Fighting Fantasy the game? So the game itself is obviously based on Death Trap Dungeon, which was one of the Fighting Fantasy books. However, the game itself, nothing like Fighting Fantasy. It is live. It is not a like tactical game or a like turn-based or anything like that. It's just like it is a dungeon crawling game. Like I think it runs on the Tomb Raider engine, if I'm correct. Like whatever that engine's called, but it's the same engine. So that should give you a idea of what it will be like. I think, though, that is everything. So, thank you all for coming to the meeting. There's been ups, there's been downs. But, we move forward. Levont, Darkwindant, but game development as well.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Right. Lothar, I made a specific policy against you. A specific anti-Lothar policy. Look, no placing blood spiders and maintenance bays. You don't get to say I stink until you stop doing that. I hate it when they jump in my face when I'm trying to get my old fucking games. I'm trying to dig something up out of my, like, my little maintenance bays in the Air Lord, and a fucking blood spider comes out. It's awful. Trixie, be careful. Be very careful with that. You can't stop me. I know. But the creature can. The creature can and will, Lothar. The creature is coming. So, yeah, that is actually that. I hope you enjoyed.